Before I get started, just want to thank uh, the fans. To have a packed house, sell out, have it be as loud as it was, as poor as our record's been, was impressive. They pushed us on, enabled us to be on the good end of a 90-plus minute goal. Wasn't our best second half, that is for sure. In a lot of ways, though, in MLS, you look across the league and you know I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but there's been games where teams get outplayed and win, and we've been on the end of some where we think we've outplayed teams and lost. So this feels much better. I won't lie. To get a 2-1 win, I thought some guys had some good performances. Really happy with the first 25 minutes of the game, but they're a team that when we tired a little bit, they have enough soccer players on the field that if you're a step late to them, they can pick you apart. I thought Ned Grabovoy was dangerous all day. Mix can obviously play. V is, a world-class player. So fitness-wise, if we're a step slow to them and late to them, it looks like it did in the second half. We still created chances, and our guys worked hard, and, they deserved the 3 points, based on their performances this season, I would say. And it's good to see a couple breaks go our way now and gives confidence and again, there's no better fans, especially when you're winning, than Philadelphia fans.
Questions for Jim?
Jim, you knew how it felt last week in stoppage time. How much better does it feel to get it done then?
Yeah, I'll probably sleep better tonight. I didn't sleep against Kansas City at all. So, this feels good. I think the guys will celebrate it. Some of the heartbreak and the tough games we've had, whether it be Salt Lake, this one, not getting a result against Colorado in the opener, the crazy red card game. It feels good. Again, the guys they work so hard each week, and starting to get some guys back. Shannon towards the end is gassed. Vincent's gassed at the end of the game as well because they're coming off of injuries. To get 90 minutes was difficult. We still, as we get everyone back and healthy, we can start to push the fitness level a little bit, and I still think we have a very, very good team when everyone is here and everyone is healthy, pushing each other. Of course, you're going to have injuries. That's part of the game, but we got slammed a bit, with 5 or 6.
Jim, how do you assess McCarthy's performance? Did he give you the kind of boost that you were looking for from him?
Yeah, solid. He was as excited as anyone after the game. He really kind of emotionally thanked me. But again, we're both from the city. We both get what it means to win, and again, there's no better city than when you're winning. And for the night, the city will be his. He'll have a good time, but you have to move on and start to think about Thursday. So a solid performance from him. Kicked well, into a tough win in the first half. Made the saves when we needed them to. We'll be critical on some of the back passes. Could be a little. I was getting mad at our defenders. They were giving him some, bobbling back passes at his knees. The kid's playing in his first game. Can you roll him nice and soft outside the box? They gave him some difficult things to deal with, but he handled it well. That's a big pressure moment. Goalkeeping is a tough position, and the kid stepped up and did a good job. He's tough, He's a tough kid, so I'm not worried about him.
You talked about going back to November, even that for this team to be successful this year, you need goals and assists out of Vincent Nogueira, and
Yeah.
he got off on
Yeah.
the first one,
Yeah, Vincent pushed the whole game. Again, he's coming off the ankle injury, so the fitness isn't fully there. But for him to make the commitment to get in the box that late in the game, that's a play where, he could have easily just taken, I'm not running the extra 50, 60 yards to get myself in the box. But he took that initiative and he got in, and, the ball bounced to him. And it's a big goal for us in so many ways because, you tie that game, again, you probably think it's a fair result, to be honest, the way that New York came at us in the second half, but it would have just been an empty feeling because at home we can't afford to draw anymore. We dug a hole a little bit, so to get a result was necessary, and to get all 3 points was necessary. And Vincent, I'm really happy that he got the goal. I've never seen that before in terms of the amount of blood. I shouldn't say I've been in. I'll get myself in trouble. I've seen fights where there's been blood like that. I think he went into the boards, and it's a pretty deep gash that they're really concerned with. Those things are like metal, and who knows how deep it went in. But the amount of blood was it was gross. It was a little squeamish for me. I don't like looking at that stuff. But he came off the field, and the doc, they were trying to get it to stop, but it was a real deep wound. So he'll have that evaluated. His legs are fine. That's kind of, I hate to be selfish, but that's all I care about. So he'll be fine for Thursday.
Yeah, 5 stitches, you're saying.
Okay.
More questions for Jim?
Jim, CJ's performance there, in the score, we did an awful lot.
Yes. Again, another guy it's great to have back. To when you look down your bench and you're bringing in CJ, Connor, and Chaco, they all came in and left a mark on the game. CJ especially, he really gave us energy. Excited to be back out there. As the fitness grows and he gets back, he's a weapon. He's a guy that I hated every time, when I was coaching or watching a game. I hated when he came into the game, even playing against them. He's a handful. He's a guy that other teams don't like to deal with. He's big, strong, he's fast, and he's got a good engine, and he'll work hard.
Is he at a point where he can go longer necessary on Thursday if you need him?
Yeah, he'll be up for selection as a starter. That's a good thing about getting guys back now and having our depth come back. Having the 3 games in the little over a week and a half. It's important to rotate the squad the right way. We can play better. There's no question. That wasn't a great performance, but it was a gutty, needed performance.
What's the status of Andre?
Yeah, his knee is responded well. It's a matter of him getting the reps in practice. I didn't think this was a good spot to just throw him into his first live action. So we'll evaluate whether it's an inter squad game or some kind of a situation where we can get him some more action before we throw him into a real game. So, but again, there'll be competition. John and him will compete, and it's healthy. It's good that we have goalkeepers that'll push each other, and we'll make the decision. I'm not one to change a winning team too much. So again, I think John will be the guy on Thursday.
Does Eric know that they took the goal away from him after the
Oh, did they? Oh, poor kid. I feel bad. Yeah. The other thing is, I took. He was been called in by Cameroon's under 23s as well. He was supposed to be with them in a qualifier, and we said no because he's been very good for us. He's been dangerous, a real bright spot for us. Very good game against Kansas City. Made them sub their left back, to be honest, and was a handful today in the first 25 minutes. You'll see the fitness start to come. He's a kid who, he hasn't been on this stage, and for what he's done, it's been amazing. But the intensity and the commitment and the way he plays, and he's so fast and energetic to sustain that for 90. That's something he's still going through, a growing process. But you can tell he's a handful. Disappointed to hear. Who did they give the goal to? Did they? All right.
It was a good celebration.
Great goal from Zach then from the half-yard line.
Anything else for Jim?
What can you say about the future of Rice and Bolly in Philadelphia Union?
Yeah, Ray still is a Philadelphia Union player. So, he's a guy that's taking some time away from the team right now, clearing his head. And then when he comes back, we all know what he's capable of. He's a goalkeeper who's done it at the highest level for a long time. So, again, Rice and I'll have discussion, and when it's time for him to come back, he'll be back.
It looked like Nogueira's number was on the board to be taken off.
Yeah.
At one point, did you change that? Or was that a mistake on their
No,
part?
what happened was, it was a mistake. No, I'll be honest. Zach Pfeffer cramped up. So I was going to push for the win and tell Zach to drop back towards Vincent's spot and still give us a guy that could attack. Vincent's also coming off the ankle injury, so he was a little tired towards the end. But once Zach cramped up on one of those long runs, we made the change to take Zach out. And I'll bring this up as a growing moment in Pfeffer's career, to be honest, because if you pinpoint back last year to Vancouver, he lost the ball, didn't chase back, led to a goal that cost us. In this game, after he cramped up, he ran 90 yards, caught up to Villa, and makes a play that literally not only saves you the game, it eventually leads to a second goal. So again, big play for him, big moment in his career. But yeah, I was subbing Vincent. I was going to joke. I was going to actually open and make a joke about that, just to show again. I talk about MLS being a crazy league, and everybody thinks it's always down to tactics and his subs were good, his subs were bad. Sometimes it's just flip a coin, and it went our way this day, and Vincent becomes the hero, which is good.
Sebastian looked really strong as that lone guy up top.
Yeah, he runs. He runs and runs and runs, and he's a guy who has a ton of energy. He makes it hard on defenders. He runs in the blind spots well. I think we even missed him 4 or 5 times. If we get the weight of our pass right, he could be in on goal. So yeah, very good performance from him. Always gives you energy. He's still itching for that first goal too, and it's going to come too if he keeps putting the work in.
Next question, Josh. How's Fernando?
Yeah, Fernando was literally 2 seconds before I went out to do my interview pregame. He had went through a fitness test, and he's been playing through a tear in the quad. He's had it since the Chicago game, so was able to play through it without an issue. He had an MRI yesterday, and there was no further tear, so it wasn't like it's gotten worse in that regard. There may be some fluid or something going on in there, but listen, the kid was devastated that he couldn't play. He's a warrior. He would go out on the field and fight for the team no matter what. So when he told me, he said, "Coach, it doesn't feel right," I 100% respect his opinion, because I know he'll play through tough pain, and we don't want it to be something that he's now chasing the whole year. So to have a game off, we'll reassess where things are, and hopefully he can be healthy for us on Thursday, because he's a guy that people are talking about in the league. The New York coaches came up to me and said, "That guy, he's a fighter. He's a real warrior." So he fits. Their words are, he fits this league to a T, which is a good compliment from guys that I respect in the league.
Thanks, guys.